Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie, Part 2. My name is Susan LaCroix. I have been a demonstrator for going on 22 years. My team leader is my daughter, Julie Davison, and she will hit the 22 years at the end of this month. So right now, we are not together filming. Our schedules just didn't work for this week's video. So, hopefully that won't always be the case, but that's one of the reasons we kind of are doing parts 1 and 2, just to accommodate at least her busy schedule for sure. Anyway, so this is Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to the dads out there. Thank you for taking some time out from Father's Day to be with us today. And if you're watching afterwards, that's okay too. Family first, always. All right. So I'm going to switch my camera and we're going to go to the desktop and take a peek at what we're doing today. All right. We're in the annual catalog. New online exclusives will start at the July 3rd. So coming up, not all that far away. And there's some wonderful products too. All right, we are on page 73. Seaside Wishes Bundle. And this is fun because it is a hybrid bundle. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's got dies and an embossing folder. So I'm going to show you how that works. So we'll take a look at the product live and in person. So let me put my catalog down and look at this. We'll start with the stamp set. It is a photopolymer. It has 12 images in there, along, a part of which is 4 greetings. You absolutely made my day. Your friendship is the best gift. Love you. Sometimes the simplest things mean the most. So we've got some sand dollars. We've got some, now, yeah, I don't know what these are. Starfish. There we go. Some pebbles, rocks, and some speckles down there. We have the embossing folder, so it looks like this. So it's got some, I don't know if they're bubbles or just sprinkles, along with 3 sand dollars. And then we have the dies. So this is a set of 8 dies. So this one, even though it says 8, I'm counting this as 3 because 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, okay. I can't count today. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. There it is. So we are going to use this morning or today, and I will bring that out in just a little bit. So let's move some of this stuff out of the way. I'll need this guy. And we'll get the stamp sets out, the stamps. I don't have my producer here, so I have to kind of make sure that I'm staying in camera here. Let me get my cardstock out. So what I've got is a piece of the basic beige, and it is 4 1/4 by 11. I've scored it at 5 1/2 and 2 3/4. I'm going to do a very simple gatefold card. I have another piece of the basic beige, basically 4 1/2 by 5. This is to do some stamping and die cutting with the hybrid folder. I have a piece of basic white, which will be my inside piece, 4 inches by 5 1/4. I've got a piece of petal pink, 3 inches by 4 inches, and this is to do the starfish. I've got 2 strips of crumb cake. One is, they're both 3/4 of an inches wide, but one is 4 inches long and one is 4 1/4 inches long. I have another piece of just a scrap, basically, and that is to do some other die cutting on. All right. Let me get my bone folder out. Let me get rid of all these little pieces here. I will fold this in half. And then I'm going to fold this in half again. You want some good creases. So it will, so this is going to be our card base. So I'm going to set that aside for the moment. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to make this, using the hybrid. Okay, Susan, you can talk today. So I'm going to want this piece. And this, the way this works is this will fit in here, and it kind of, it will settle in right to the spot where you want to put your paper. So let me, well, Susan, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. It's got to go this way, but we'll do it. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some ink, and I'm going to take the basic beige ink. And I do this on the Stampin' Up side. So what I mean by that is there's Stampin' Up is on the bottom of the one side of it. And so I am going to just simply put ink direct to the embossing folder. I think that'll do it. Now you can, if you can always do this. There we go. So I'm going to just place this on this. I'm going to place my cardstock right over this. Close it up. And bring in my die cut and embossing machine. So I'm putting this on, you can't really see, but I'm putting this on the plate, and then I'm going to put the impression plate over that and run that through. So that's my sandwich. All right, this one here. And there are our sand dollars. Now this will dry much, much lighter as time goes on. And then all I do with this is I run it under the sink and rinse the ink off and then dry it off with the towel. And I'm ready to go again. So if you're doing multiple colors or multiple projects, you're going to want to make sure it's nice and dry before you apply any other ink if you're doing more than one. So I'm going to set those aside. They really look, I don't know, they look pretty good to me. Oof. All right. Now let's do some starfish here, and we're going to use Petal Pink on Petal Pink paper. So we're going to stamp one big and two small. We're going to get these off of here. And actually, what I'm going to do too is I'm going to, well, that's okay. I did an extra sand dollar that I can use. So I went ahead and die cut out my starfish and some, I don't know, seaweed, some leaves. This is on the dies. So there's not a stamp for this. So that's all done. And now we are going to also get this piece out, the little speckles. And I'm going to bring out my crumb cake. And a piece of grid paper. And just to give the sand some interest. What are you guys doing for Father's Day today? Anything special? I don't even think Al remembers that it's Father's Day. When I asked him about it about a week ago, he was like, yeah, whatever, we'll see. So the kids aren't here this weekend, unfortunately. So we'll do something special. Maybe we'll go out for barbecue. He likes that. All right, so there is our sand. And I'm done with crumb cake. Actually, I think I used basic beige on that. Doesn't look too bad. All right. And then the only other thing we need to do, well, actually, we have a little bit more to do for prepping. So I'm going to put that up there. I'm going to bring out my inside. This is not my inside piece. This is my outside piece. I mistakenly told you it was the inside piece. So what I want to do is make this look a little bit like it's in water. So I'm going to take one of our brushes, blending brushes, and I'm just going to give it some, like we're in the water. And you can make this as dark or as light as you want. And if you ever go snorkeling or scuba diving, then you'll know the different colors that you see underwater. And some of it is as the sunlight's coming through the water as well. So you don't want too heavy of a hand. You can always add more ink. But I always kind of start off the page. I'm not too worried about the bottom of this. So I'm going to leave it at that. Oh, nope, I need this. So while I'm here then, I'm going to put our greeting on here. You absolutely made my day. So I'm going to put this maybe down here, and I want to line this up and try to get this a little straight. You absolutely made my day. All right. And then the last piece of this is on the inside. And this says, sometimes the simplest things mean the most. Now we're done with ink. The basic beige is a nice light neutral, so I didn't feel like I needed to put anything more on the inside of this. So now I'm going to bring out one of my pieces. Now remember, I said 1 inch, one was 4 inches. Oh man, look what I did. Transferred ink. Again, I do it every week, right? So one is 4 1/4, one is 4 inches. I have to flip this over and redo my sand. So let me grab that. Clean my thumb. It's my left thumb. It's instead of the movie My Left Feet, well, it's gonna be my left thumb. So this piece is going to become, I don't want to say a kickstand, but it's going to be need to be put on dimensionals so that when our gatefold, when we open the card, we have a place to rest the front piece. Those of you who've done this fold before know exactly what I mean. All right, so I'm going to grab some dimensionals. Cover up my smeared ink. And I'm going to put quite a few on here because I really want this to be, oh, I want it to not to be real flexible. And I'll show you what I mean in just 1 minute. So this is the 4¼ inches. It's going all the way across the bottom. And so this becomes kind of a stand, because this piece, once I'm done with it, will go up on here. So you kind of get the gist of what I'm doing. All right, so let's focus on the front of this card now. So as I said, this one is going to go here, and this is 4 inches. And so this will just go on with seal. So now we're not quite done with the inside yet either, by the way. All right, so now we're going to put some sand dollars on here. So I'm just going to kind of figure out. So this represents the bottom of the ocean or the sea or wherever you are underwater at. So I don't know if you remember, but look how much that beige lightened up on there. All right, so we have a couple of our sand dollars here. Let's take a couple of our starfish. So we're going to kind of put some of this around here. And now let's bring out some of our seaweed, seagrass. Those of you who live in warmer climes that can tell me what this really represents, perhaps. All right, you know what, let's do. Maybe I want this down a little bit. This is always the fun part, right? Trying to arrange where your grasses and things are going. All right, so I think I kind of like that. So that's going to kind of be the gist of where we're going with this. All right. So now to put this down, I'm going to put, I'm going to move these out of the way. Let's start with our sand dollars. This one will go on with seal. This one's going to get popped up with dimensionals. This is kind of a little fussy card, but I really like how it turned out. And this is the first time I'm playing with this set. So I had some ideas for some tags and stuff, but I haven't made them yet. All right, so let's put this down just a little bit. Let's grab some liquid glue. I'm using kind of all kinds of adhesive on this card. And let's just put a little bit here. And kind of tuck this here. Put a little, oh, we'll cover that guy up. And when you die cut these out, it's got a little bit of embossing kind of in the center of the blade. I don't know if you can really see that. But we'll just kind of tuck this here. And I'm not crazy about these things hanging off. So let's see if I can snip it away a little bit. All right. Oh, this one's not in yet. All right. Let's stick some liquid glue there. It almost doesn't matter. Let me get rid of this. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to put this one kind of up here. I'm going to use some glue dots. I'm going to use one small dimensional for the center. Right there. And then I'm going to put some glue dots around the edges of this. So, and the reason is because it's such a fine area, and these can be kind of rolled a little bit so that they're not, they fit better on the ends of the starfish. And it kind of gives it a little dimension because when you roll it, it gives it a little something, something there. All right. Oh, I missed one. Okay. One more. Over here. I'm just going to kind of put him there, lay him there. And then this little one here is going to get a little bit of liquid glue. You don't need much. Just kind of tuck it down here. All right, it's coming together. What do you guys think so far, huh? All right. So I'm going to set that aside for 1 minute and come back because I do want to do a little bit more on the inside here. So I have another piece of the grass. I have one of the sand dollars and then another small starfish that I'm going to put down in this corner. So I'm just going to kind of tuck this maybe over here. And then let's put our grass maybe kind of coming out from here. And then we'll put our sand dollar, or not our sand dollar, our starfish down there. I'm not quite sure I like it there. Let's move this over here. Yeah, I think I like that better there. All right. And just a little liquid glue on my starfish, which I keep wanting to call a sand dollar. So there's our inside, a little fancied up. So now we have to put this piece on our front. So I've cut this so that it does fit as if we weren't going to bring up a gatefold, right? So you kind of want to keep that in mind when you're adhering this. And you don't want to put adhesive on the top half. You only want to put adhesive on the bottom half. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take a little tear and tape. And I'm going to put it down here. So I'm going to put one strip here, and I'm not going all the way to the edges because I'm going to leave a border around this. The 2 strips ought to do it. So let me take off the covering of this. Well, come on now. Behave. There we go. And I'm going to just center this on here, which is crooked. So no, we're not going to accept this one. Oh, here we go. No, 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 no. You're not going to do this to me today. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to fix this later. I'll show you my sample. But the whole idea then is that this, no, it doesn't. Okay. Because there's an, you weren't thinking. Well, I've just messed this card all up, haven't I? There we go. This is what we want to do. I forgot how I was doing this. We're not quite done. We have some bling to put on. Oh, all right. Let's see here. I've decided to use, I was thinking of bubbles, right? So I decided to bring out the Opal Rounds assortment and use some of these um, small guys and make some bubbles. And I'm using probably more than I normally would. Usually I use 3, but I decided to do 5 just because we're in the water and we can see the bubbles. So there is my project. Flawed though it may be, which I will fix. There is a way for me to do that, I hope. Otherwise, Julie will get the good one. All right. So there's my card. So here is the one I did as my sample. And so yes, you just tuck that all underneath the sand so that it stands up. And then the one sample I do have is from Anna Masternak, who lives in Florida, who can probably, so it's not surprising to me that she, first of all, used this stamp for her swap. And did just a marvelous job because she certainly knows better, the sand dollars and the coloring. I like how she did this. She put a little extra color down there. She used the postage dies for Your Friendship is the Best Gift. Put some of the rocks. I think that's rocks. I don't know. And then her inside is Love You with a sand dollar there. So really nice card. Nice job, Anna. All right. I'm going to turn the camera around and give you one last look at here it is. Whoop, let's go this way. One more look at the project. An easy gatefold. It's lots of fun. There's a lot of things you can do to embellish this, to make this kind of, I kept humming Under the Sea while I was making this. If is a theme for prom, is what Under the Sea oftentimes is. Well, that wraps it up for this week. I hope you have a wonderful Father's Day. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. When next week, we will be on our family vacation. So we'll be together. I don't know that we're going to get any filming done while we're together with all that's going on. And we're not sure about lighting and some of that other stuff. And we're not packing our big lights to take with us. So we'll probably try to film ahead. That being said, until next Sunday, stamping with Susan and Julie. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Bye.